because by getting angry over it, all I did was make myself was cause myself grief. And I remember very clearly when I was young, thinking of how the government was using the minorities to to destroy this country, literally. And it's not. I don't blame the minorities in this country. I blame the people in power for using the minorities. And I saw how things worked when I began to see how things worked. And I saw how the government was taking money from the producers and giving it to people who not only did not produce, but were giving it to people who were creating more problems in society than they were curing. And I saw that that the government was using them to erode the middle class and to erode society. And anyone with any sense, anyone with any intelligence at all can see what's going on. And it made me wonder why there wasn't enough people in this country who could see what was going on, that they would demand change. And I never understood why people accepted things the way they did, and they didn't seem to care about what was going on in the country. But I saw very clearly at a young age, and it doesn't matter whether it's a government or whether it's an individual, anyone who comes to you and takes money away from you and gives it to somebody else who didn't earn it, they're a thief, they're a crook, they're a criminal, and our government is criminal. The government is not here to supposedly to cure all the so-called social ills. So they say. That's not really what they do, but that's what they say they're doing. They have to, of course, make it look like they're doing something good. They have to lie to you, in other words, in order to pacify you, so you won't understand exactly what they're doing to you. But when the government was not instituted, the Constitution was not written, so that the government of the United States would take money out of your pocket and give it to somebody else who's not working, give it to somebody else who's on crack, give it to somebody else who has nothing to do all day but run the streets and smoke dope and do drugs and sell drugs and stick guns in people's faces at 7-Elevens and cause trouble. No, that's not the reason the government's here. The Constitution said the only reason they're here, the only money that we're supposed to give them is our tax money that's supposed to go for our defense and for the running of the legitimate government functions, one being a national defense, the other being the regulation of trade and commerce among the states. Those are and to run the business of government, to run the Congress and to run the legislature. But government in this country has run amok, especially, we all know, since 1913, when they passed the income tax bill and they also created the Federal Reserve. We know that the country's been going downhill since then, and more power's been concentrated in the hands of fewer and fewer people, while the rest of us get weaker and the rest of us get victimized by these criminals. And so it's no wonder there's a lot of angry young men in this country. And I've noticed that even the young women are starting to wake up, and they're starting to realize that it's not in their self-interest for our government to continue to do the things that they're doing. And I'm glad to see that people are waking up, but I'm hoping that it's not too late. But anyway, I'm not sure what the point of this video is, but I do know there's an answer. I do know there's an answer. It lies in the human heart. People have to have a change of heart if this country is going to survive. And if it finally gets to the point where people realize what they're doing to us, and they get just angry enough, or they get just smart enough to realize that the actions and attitudes that we have are dragging us down to destruction, then maybe they will have a change of heart. Maybe they will understand that the Bible has a few good things to say about how human beings are supposed to live and how governments are supposed to act. Maybe they'll realize that people who believe the Bible aren't just idiots and aren't made, well, what the media makes them out to be is a bunch of know-nothings who just want to push their morality off on everybody else. Of course, that's nowhere near the truth of what the Bible speaks of, and nowhere near the truth of what the actual influence of people who have followed the Word of God have had on this country and the good that they've done in this country. Anyway, peace on the New World Order.